Hello, this is the Classroom Observation Report How-To. I'm going to share my screen. And the reason this is being included in week 2 of the course is that I want you to think ahead about where you can go to do your observation. If you have your own classroom, you will not be doing the observation in your own classroom because there's no way you can be objective about your own classroom. So please make arrangements with a peer, a colleague, to take 2 hours. It usually takes about 2 hours to observe in their classroom and plan accordingly. Okay, that's why I have it listed so early on. This is not due until March, as you can see on the announcement page, but we plan ahead. We don't do things at the last minute. So there's also a letter, if you need a letter for the principal on this assignment explaining what you're doing, please use the letter. Okay, so what you're going to do is you have these 12 things you're going to observe. You're going to describe what you see in the classroom. Is there diversity? Are there English language learners? Are there children with disabilities? No names, just in general, what do you observe? How many adults are in the classroom? What type of instruction are you observing? Is there small group instruction, large group instruction, one-on-one instruction? Just, whatever you observe, you're the fly on the wall. You don't interact. All right. If you observed large group time, what kind of activities were done? The same thing with small group time. What kinds of specific things did the teacher do to engage the children? And how engaged were they? Were they off looking somewhere else, or were they all just really excited about the lesson? What kind of centers were there? If there are centers, do children have choices as to what centers that they get to go to? You might have to ask the teacher that. Explain everything that you see. Do the children have choices about what to do in the centers, or is it all very prescriptive? Are children allowed to move between centers as they wish, or do they have to stay at one center the whole time? If you observed center time, were the children engaged with materials, peers, or adults in the centers? And really explain. Yes or no doesn't work here because I want to know what you saw. So give me details, and remember the observation notes section where we talked about how to write an observation. You have to be specific, saying, oh yeah, the kids were all engaged doesn't tell me anything. Okay, so what activities did you observe for the whole time you were there? Describe what the kids were doing, what the teachers were doing. Describe the physical environment. What was hanging on the walls? Was children's work on the walls? Was there a schedule posted? Where was it posted? Was it illustrated with photos or line drawings that would make it useful for non-readers? Were classroom rules or expectations posted? If they were, please include them in this report. What visual cues were used in the classroom, such as choice boards for the centers, markings on the floor for where to line up, steps to an activity? First you do this, then you do that. Describe what the transitions were like. Were there specific transitions? What kind of support was provided during transitions? Were they generally smooth or rather chaotic? What did you see? Did you observe any challenging behavior? If so, describe it. And how did the adults in the room respond to the behavior? Overall, what is your impression of the classroom? Were the children actively engaged in classroom activities? Were the teachers actively engaged with the children? Did the children seem to know what to do? Did children receive support and feedback from adults? Was feedback generally positive or negative, specific or general? What was the one thing you really liked about the classroom? And what would you change? And please explain your answers. So you can see where this goes. This gives you a lot of detail to look at for your observation time. Then you're going to come back and in the peace and quiet and you're going to write your paper. You're going to, obviously, it's going to be typed, 12 font, 1-inch margins, and double spaced. And you're thoroughly addressing each one of those prompts with specific details and examples when you write it up. You're going to add the classroom observation cover page. I'm going to stop sharing here for a minute and go there. Let me just go back to that. Okay, here's the cover page. This is in your syllabus. So you can create your own classroom report cover page and just add this information to the front. And I would really like the signature and the name of the teacher that you observed, obviously, and the school, age, grade, date and time of observation. That should be in there. And here is the observation grading rubric. The difference between each one of the meets and exceeds, as always, is in the specific details and examples. Okay. So that is the observation report, and there the grading rubric is here for you to access as well. We're going to go back to the announcement page. And here is the permission to observe form. If you need this form for the principal, make sure you print it and fill in your name. And they're welcome to contact me if they have any questions at all. And you are welcome to contact me if you have any questions at all, too.